And we're live. Cheers, one and all. Welcome to another devlog. We're here on this fine Wednesday afternoon. We have about 3 hours of dev time ahead of us, minus a couple testing breaks. Should be a strong performance. Let's take a look, get you guys up to date on the long-term stuff. If you do not already, you should be on the Discord. That is in the Twitch channel information. If you do not have it, you should be taking that invite and getting yourself onto the Discord server. On the Discord server, you can see how much money I've sunk into this game, as well as the roadmap at any given time. Currently, this is the fucking roadmap. We're looking at it right here. I need to go to the right a little bit here so that everybody can see the bitch. Here we go. This is the order of what we are going to do in the next dev stuff that we do. So the first fucking thing we're going to do is what we're doing right now, which is adding the fucking item pickup and the throw and the consume commands for these prefabs. We're going to clean up the PS5 controls. I've already started that. I've got it so I can press start to possess the character now at any time. So I can let him do his normal AI thing. And as soon as any time, I can just press start and I can possess him. So that's already done. The next thing we're doing after we add these moves. So again, it's going to be item pickup, throw, and consume. That's what needs to be added. As well, I need to make sure the duck animation's debugged as well. So that's going to happen before any further delving into shit. And then we're going to change the battlefield layout to the TMNT arcade game style, meaning that every character will possess an amount of earth below them. And that is where there'll be a little hitbox, and they can jump up and down from there and go up and down a certain plane within the fake isometric game world, where they'll be able to choose which enemies to attack and approach things and not just be on one dimension. What's up, BG? I am going over the roadmap right now, and then we're going to dive right into it. We've got 3 hours of development ahead of us. You will see this game in a completely different state at the end, as usual. So we may get to the TMNT arcade style positioning today, but probably not. That'll probably wind up happening tomorrow or Friday. And then number 3 is going to be the ability to add and create new characters. So everybody's been waiting for that one. That's coming right up real quick. Again, right after they're able to move properly on the battlefield up and down and around each other, we will be adding the ability to put new characters there and have a character creator so that we can add as many characters to the mix as we want. I'll probably add about 5. Totaling 7 characters just to test out the character generator and all of that stuff. Then we move on to create the different stages. So the fishbowl will be done with. We're gonna do away with it, and we're going to end up with a debate stage, which is going to be exactly the telethon stage, but it won't have a fishbowl around it. So that one will be done like that. And then a theater stage, we're going to get a working curtain that goes up and down with a stage left and right with a curtain that can go over a sprite there. We're going to layer it up so that it's a lot like the Paper Mario stages in Thousand Year Door. If you've ever played that game, that is what the stage is going to be like. But instead of having role-playing game fights happening on that stage, they are going to act out scripts for us on that stage, and we'll be able to put props and crap on there as well. But that will be a stage that we have. Then we're going to put a courtroom stage, and so the theater stage can have any number of players on it, and that'll be fine depending on the script. But the courtroom stage is going to be our first non-debate format, more than 2-player choreographed scenario, where we have different AIs playing different roles in a overall process. So a trial is definitely an overall process, and having each role filled and the players taking their turns in order rather than just round robin. They're going to take turns based on procedural law in a real United States courtroom. And we'll make a mockery of it, of course. It will be a disaster. We are going to make a complete and total fucking mockery of the United States court system. But in order to do so, we need to understand the United States court system well enough to make fun of it. We're going to have to follow their rules, and then we're going to break them. We're going to have people in power as judge that should not have that power. We're going to have people in positions where they're being sued for every which thing. It'll be fucking crazy. So that'll be the courtroom stage. And once that's done, we'll know for a fact that we can orchestrate the turn order and roles of individuals with an overarching goal where all of these AIs are working in tandem to achieve a final result, but each one is thinking and processing and making decisions independently. They're not part of one grand script by one AI. It is a bunch of them working independently, which is going to give us this cacophony of behavior that we're going to see, hopefully. Right now, we've already got it working with 2 players, 2 separate AIs, totally interacting to each other and aware of each other and the environment around them. So we know that's going to work. Anyway, that's going to be the courtroom one. Then we're going to wind up with the dumpster talk show. We're already working on that. I have a agent that will research news articles. So it'll find one and get a picture. And so what I need to do is get that agent into the game, and I need that agent to operate without any cloud help, just like everything else, because cloud sucks. I have a cloud agent currently that can do dumpster talk for me. So I just need to transfer that whole technology into a non-cloud agent and then have that go out online for me and get news articles. And then I have to put my own voice into 11 Labs and train it so that I have my own voice model. And then I have to do the same with Byte Binge's voice and make our characters. And then from there, we should be able to simulate the dumpster talk show. It's not a hard show to simulate. I sit there, I say what the fucking news article is. I explain it a little bit. Byte Binge goes totally off topic and starts talking about random shit, accuses me of not paying attention to chat, and then I bring him back around to finally make some unrelated point to whatever the fucking news article is. I make some sort of intelligible point and we move on. And the cycle will just repeat, and the news never ends. It's a 24-hour news cycle. So I should just be able to set it into that mode, and it'll just keep finding stories and doing that formula over and over again until the horse is beaten, obviously. So that'll be an interesting thing. And then after that, we've got the newest idea, which I came up with earlier this morning before I started working. And that is the Starship Bridge idea. Again, this is another situation where you have different people in roles, but not too many of them. And you can show them all on the screen at the same time. So having a captain and an engineer and a science officer and a weapons officer and all that shit, and then assigning them these AIs, like assigning one of them to be like Drew Barrymore and one of them to be like fucking Rick from Rick and Morty and one of them to be me. I mean, it'll be interesting to do that and set them in these roles. And then what I want to happen is I want to cue like this music. I don't know. I've got some galaxy ass fucking music or something I can play. I'll give you an example. I don't know if I even have any left. Damn it. They're not easy to get at right now, so I'm not going to do that. I generated a bunch of galaxy music recently. It inspired me that I needed to have the starship environment in here to do. But anyway, we'll have that music going, and it'll like I'll have an AI specifically trained to generate on-screen events for the starship to deal with, because everything happens on a screen at the starship. So I can just draw whatever the fuck I want and put it on there, and then have the computer talk as the and just like hail people and shit and have shitty ass aliens with their mouths going like this or whatever. It'll be fucking easy. And I could even make some of these alien races, or not races necessarily, but these alien species, so to speak. We can model them after certain celebrity archetypes and like clone them. So like everyone's like fucking Samuel L. Jackson in that world or some shit, but they're a little bit different. Like one of them's real short and fucking has a mustache or some shit, but he still talks like him, but like his voice is two octaves, or not octaves, two half steps higher than the master one, the one that controls them all, the horde. You could have like hive minds of these AI entities and shit. It could be fucking crazy. But anyway, obviously, I want that. So we're going to do that and see what kind of wildness we can just watch unfold before us, because the idea of this is supposed to all be theater. It's all supposed to be just fucked up scenarios that I've always wanted to see, and then they actually happen and I laugh at them. That's the point. And then I give it to you afterwards and make a bunch of money. But the initial thing is that I want to laugh my ass off at this shit. That's the actual reason that I want to do it. And then the side effect of it all is me giving it to you to do your own, whatever the fuck your imagination decides to do with it. So next, step 4. So I mean, that's a lot. These stages are going to take up a lot of time. This is probably going to be a month of development at least, even with all the assistance I have. Then we've got to make a proper title screen to manage all the modes I make. And I might add this in, as you can see, this is number 4 as well. So I may add this in throughout making these stages. Like after I make the debate one and the theater one, I'll have 3 specific stages to choose from: the fishbowl, the debate stage, and the theater stage. I'm going to want to be able to switch. So at that point, I'll probably get the title screen going. And from there, I'll put the menu option for the character creator, and we'll move into the character creator from the main menu, which will already exist. I mean, the character creator is going to be here from step 3. So it'll all tie in when we start making these stages and a main startup screen. And then after that, I'm going to add all of the different physics damage types that need to be added to this game. It's a bunch of them. So like burning, acid, electricity, all the shit that happens from all of the thousands of items I'm going to generate via AI. I need to have systems in place to handle their differences from the way they deal damage. We've already got a little bit of this working. I have bladed weapons and blunt weapons currently, and I've got some other attributes that items have. So I know that this database works. I have a MySQL database with all the items in it. So with the items being attached to working systems of damage. So for example, with flames, certain things should catch a flame. People generally should, I think, because that's fun. But if they have certain kinds of armor on, or if they're wearing certain things like clothes, they should catch on fire if they are hit with a fiery thing. There should be a chance to catch on fire anyway, at the very least. So we're going to add that chance. And not only that, we're going to add the physics handlers and the graphics handlers for fire. And we're going to decide how we're going to deal with fire damage across the board, not just with people, but with objects as well. Same goes with electricity damage, explode damage, any kind of physics stuff. We have to deal with all this physics shit on step 5. It's going to be a lot of it, actually. There's going to be a bunch of different Boolean variables that every item has as to whether they have certain elemental effects or not. I've played way too much Final Fantasy to not have this in my not Final Fantasy game that is nothing like Final Fantasy. But I will have fucking attributes and every fucking thing you could imagine, from this silver coin all the way to a fucking tiny ass toothpick sword or whatever it is, a marker, like whatever item that the AI item maker decides it's going to prefabricate. I want it to be able to, using logic, decide what it does. This is going to stain. If you throw this at someone, it's going to leave a mark. It's not going to do a lot of damage. There's not going to be any kind of item type stuff other than stain that's going to happen from this. All kinds of stuff are going to stain. Certain items like tomatoes are going to stain when you throw them, or you could eat them and they can give you health and shit. That'll be the kind of shit that we have. But every item has got the possibility of having all these attributes. That way you will be able to make an item too, if you want in the game later. Like, say you wanted to make a fucking marshmallow that could be on fire. If you wanted it to be like a fucking roasted marshmallow that was on fire, and you could light it any minute, you could just be like, and it lasts for like freaking 20 seconds or whatever. You will be able to do that. You'll be able to put in the ping file for the sticker with the marshmallow on it. You'll be able to say that the tip is having the effect of the fire, and you will be able to give a duration for that effect. And you should be able to trigger it on and off. That shit is going to be something I'm going to put in your hands, not mine, when I let you make your own items. And I'm also going to put it in the AI's hands when I add an item library of 1,000 items. This is no joke. I want at least 100 weapon type items, and I want at least like 200 different food type items, and so on and so forth. I want a bunch of different props as well. And I want the qualities of these items from a physics standpoint, like what are they made of? Wood, metal, whatever the fuck it is. And whatever damage type it does, all that shit's got to be recorded. And the AI is smart enough, knowing what something is. A shovel is made of metal. It is a long item. It does damage. It's also sharp. It's sharp. It's metal. It's a fucking shovel. So it will probably choose that. If it doesn't, if it chooses blunt, it'll probably be like tong and hit him on the head. Either way, though, it'll make good decisions about these items. I can tweak it later, but that's the idea. We're going to have all that shit. Then we are going to have UI to drop items into the scene. So you'd be sitting there in the trial and you could drop in a Desert Eagle or whatever, and it'll drop next to the defendant or some shit. That's the kind of horseplay I need to add to this. And then, of course, we're going to take the drop item mechanic and we're going to attach that to the channel point specifically in my channel or any Twitch channel I tie them to. And I will put them in the menu for channel points of different items that you can get. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it allow you to do a command in the Twitch chat that will allow you to call any item you want. It will choose the closest match from text to the actual item that you ask for, and it'll spawn it in for whatever character you want it to be spawned for. So if you choose do whatever for Biden, then it'll open it up for you to be able to hit like exclamation point, whatever item it is. It'll let you drop it. It'll drop in. It'll spend your channel points. It'll be done. Then we're going to add the mouths opening and closing based on the wave file. So that should be pretty cool. And we will enable them to sing. And we will add an inventory system so that they can store items and go on quests and persist things. And we're going to give them more attributes, if you will. But they'll have a full inventory system with the ability to wear clothes, and it should enhance the whole experience of controlling a single one of these entities at that point, or customizing one, I guess, if you're making an NPC. And then finally, we will be adding a stage, the final stage, which would be stage G in this list of stages. And that will be a stage that scrolls from left to right endlessly. And we're going to make that stage starting with one that does end so that we can test what would it be like for one of these guys to go out on an adventure. And then we will add the ability to teleport between them going up and down. And we will also add the ability to teleport between them on the leftmost side or rightmost side, given where you go in, and you're going to start seeing an intricate network of stages that are traversable that the AI will be assisting me in generating. They'll have certain parameters like the 2D portion of the isometric and the 3D fake isometric area will always be the same no matter what. There'll be certain guidelines that the generator will be bound to, but essentially it will be able to create its own paths and graphics for us. Then I'm going to have it start spinning storylines and things, and we'll get into the wildness, and who knows what'll happen after that. But that's the roadmap here. This will probably all realistically happen in the next 3 months. And when we cross the threshold into 2026, which is now looking to be about 2 months away, I'm guessing we are going to be in the thralls of doing 8, 9, and 10. It'll be crazy. So, like, everything, all of these areas and these ways of interacting with the game will be there at that point. It's crazy. I watched Mr. Beast do a video to his future self. He was very grossly his goals were a little bit low. He wanted to get like 1 mil, and he was like, if you don't have 1 million subscribers, blah 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 blah, he'd be all disappointed with himself and shit. I think that's interesting, and I think it's healthy to do shit like that. I think that setting yourself up to succeed that hard is very good. So that's what I'm doing here. That's exactly what this fucking thing does. By just fucking manifesting this in front of you all here, it will come to be, just like all the other shit that I manifested before. And when it's all said and done, the end of this road does wind up with me being filthy rich and you being able to play something really fun. So that's a badass part about this. Yeah, but I'm not going to ask for your money until my product's completed. That's the best part. So you guys can just watch, and you can either cheer me on or fall asleep waiting or whatever it is that y'all are going to do. But Elon Musk asking for any money is pretty ambitious, but the truth is people want to invest in Elon Musk. Specifically, people want to invest in SpaceX. The only way to do that right now is to buy Alphabet stock because they have a vested interest in SpaceX. But you can't buy SpaceX right now. And like, if Musk wants money, he could get it. A lot of people believe in him, and he has made a lot of people a bunch of fucking money too, actually. And yeah, I mean, he will definitely play it like a meme. He doesn't care. Elon Musk doesn't give a fuck. So play responsibly, right? It's stocks and shit like that. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you are fucking gambling. That's what you're doing. So be careful. Even if you believe in what you're gambling on, still gambling. Nobody knows the future. But there are certain ways to play the odds so that only the very most unlikely events could cause everything to develop into chaos, like nuclear war, for example. Even then, you can hedge against it as long as you don't get hit by a nuclear bomb, in which case then you'd be dead as fuck and nothing would matter anymore. Anyway, on that pleasant note, yes, world building's the next step. Let's get right to it. We need to actually develop stuff. So I'm going to test. By the way, before we test, I just want to show you something here. While I was away last time, I increased the FPS rate of this game from about 15, which is what was currently... It's been for the whole time I've been playing it in front of you guys. It's been about 15 FPS to about 230 FPS with very few stutters. So I'm very proud of that. I stumbled into that problem and fixed it while I was not on stream, and I've been very pleased about that. So let's see if that will prove to be true even when I'm streaming. Wait a second. All right, hold on. There we go. So this part is just me showing you the frame rate. See how nice and smooth that is? We don't have our accordions on there right now. It's still working on these.
Look at this loser, Biden. He's just standing there like a weakling. Subscribe now, and I'll personally deliver a knockout punch to his pathetic frame.
That bitch Trump is spewing nonsense again. Honestly, subscribe now if you want to see me dismantle him piece by piece. Let's get this show on the road and send him packing, damn it.
Look at this disaster. Folks, he's right there. A total loser with that pathetic hatchet. I'm going to win this telethon, and then I'm kicking his rear end so hard it'll be a national embarrassment. This is ridiculous. Why are we even doing this?
Well, look at little bitchy. He's still here, isn't he? Subscribe now, folks, or I'm going to unleash a fury that will make your dentures rattle.
This is unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous. He's trying to distract us with his pathetic hatchet. Subscribe, people. Subscribe, and let's finish this loser.
Listen here, you overgrown tangerine, subscribe, or I'm going to unleash a fury on that bitch of a man. Let's get this show back on track,
I still
folks.
can't throw properly.
This is ridiculous.
What I'm trying to do.
He's trying to distract us with his pathetic hatchet threats. Subscribe now, and I'll personally send him packing. It's the only way to stop this loser.
That bitch Trump is full of hot air, and frankly, he needs to pipe down. Subscribe, people, subscribe, and let's get rid of this guy once and for all.
This is ridiculous. He's clearly trying to distract us with fake hits. A total loser. I need more subscribers now, immediately.
Oh, all right. Anyway, it's too bad. But we got to get that throw animation under control. That was a teabag animation, yes. Unfortunately, we are not, you can't hear me over the audio. That makes sense. That audio is too loud. Let me play the audio real quick again. I'll get it adjusted, and then I'm going to start working on the throw. Let's see here. Get this thing in one more time. Yeah, it is loud. Better. All right. Let me make sure they're stupid voices.
This is a disaster. Frankly,
yeah,
absolutely
I'm louder
terrible.
than them now.
Joe Biden is right there, looking weak and sad. Just like...
Yes, he is. He's right there. All right. So no, that shitty animation is my duck animation, which I am still having problems with. Also, I want to remove that. I want to make the duck work. Like, I've got a low block that works perfect. So it's interesting. I should just copy the low block animation and just make that duck, because it's quite good. And then I can just move the arm. But yeah, anyway, that thing sucks, and it is looking like a teabag. But I'm trying to get this stupid throw to work, so Okay, we're gonna take a look at some stuff. Go back into the out of the game, and we're gonna look in the inspector, which I hide now. Let's see, where's the inspector for player one's front arm? Properties. There it is. Okay, that's the inspector. So I need to player one animator. All right, that's going to be here. Hold on. Wow, each one gets its own little window. Huh, that sucks. Let's see here. All right, so it's player one animator because that's the only one doing that, and held item maker is assigned. Everything's assigned correctly. All right, it wants me to run the game again, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to throw again. It won't work. I'll already tell you, oh, I need to close this inspector window as well. Very much.
Look at this loser, Biden. He's just standing there like a weak, pathetic little man, truly terrible. I need to
All right, it's just still not a very good angle.
That bitch better listen up. Subscribing to channel? That's just pathetic.
Okay. You should be fine, Pipe Binge. You're the one with the problem. My voice is currently in the red. It's good enough. It's good enough. So I'm trying to do this with a programmatic throw. So far, I can point the axe in whatever direction I want to, and it works. As far as if I point it forward, it goes out a 45-degree angle. If I point it straight, it'll fly down on the floor. It's good at doing that. It is not animating anything, and so far, I haven't animated anything either. I just have the idle animation sitting there for that, but the code that I'm writing is trying to move the arm. You can see it sitting there wrestling with itself. There's some kind of issue where I think more than one element is trying to gain control of that game object, which is the arm, the upper arm specifically. I wonder. I need to listen to some of this music. I recently messed with even more music models. None of them are that great, but one of them was better than what I was dealing with before. God, if I can remember the one I want to listen to right now. I won't be able to remember. There they all are. God, Lord knows which this one is. I'm gonna find it though, because that's what I want. It's your problem for buying a Google device. I'm sorry. Buy Apple next time. They do a better job. Okay. All right, we've just changed the logging. That's good. Let me get the music going. I want music. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now Byte Binge can bitch even more that my voice is not balanced with this fucking background music. Do I care? No, I don't care about Byte Binge and his stupid ass requests about audio. He can lick it. There will be eventually moves and stuff like that, BG, but I'm trying to make everything really modular right now and get these systems taken care of. All right, let's try this again. The logging has been changed, so we're gonna try one more time to do this stupid throw that doesn't work. See if I can get better results. Take over.
Look at this loser. Bye.
All right, just did it again. So we should be able to analyze these logs now. What's up, Kozako? Cheers to you. It's the middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday. I'm just deving it up. Lick it. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna get another one of these bad boys real quick. But right now I'm checking all these logs. There's like 4,000 lines that I'm having analyzed right now. And currently it's saying that player one animator's start is not being called correctly. All right. Apparently, because right now I've got the start button possessing Biden. Again, this is the way I wanted it to be. I want it to be like in the Lego Star Wars games, where the player can just push the button right into a character. I also want to be able to switch between them with a soul very soon. We're not there yet. That's not even on the roadmap, but it will happen. So, like right now, when I possess him, what happens is the inspector turns the player controller on. And apparently if the controller's not on when the game starts, the logging does not work the way it's supposed to. So all right, we're gonna try this again. It's time to do the same shit. Pick it up, possess, stabilize, hold, no aiming, looks like crap. Fire it at him in the ground.
This whole thing with Biden is a
Stop.
disaster.
Okay. All right, let's get this thing drained down and get a new one. Oh. Cheers. Cheers to all you all. I'm gonna get this figured out. We'll figure out what the F is going on with the start not going. God, it really wants me to turn the goddamn controller on. I don't want to do it. Well, I'm gonna do it though. I was really wanting to not do it though. What he's talking about is this piece of shit here. This player input right here. This thing, if I put it on, it starts the game with me controlling it with the PlayStation controller, which is not what I want. I already bound that to the start button. But I'm gonna humor this piece of garbage and do this. See, it's not working. It's a piece of crap.
This
God damn. It's so long. There it is. It's checked. I don't want this checked. Fuck that. That's what you want. You want beer. Laid back and get this done. I'm gonna just chill and figure this out. This shitty log is not working, but we'll make it work. Alright, we're gonna do it again. The logging is jacked up right now. It's not good. We're gonna frickin' write to a different file. Hold on. Not quite done yet here. Stop play mode. Start it. Get the axe. Stop. Point. No aiming. Throw. Stop. compaction takes so long. It takes too long. It's worth it, I think, to get this aiming right. I had it working better where the arm was going the full way, but it's a tough thing we need to make sure works, though. Sometimes these goddamn AI generated tracks fucking slap. All right, here we go. Gonna do it again.
This whole thing with Sleepy Joe is a disaster.
It was fast. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to throw, and I'm trying to get the animation right. I'm trying to get the logging to determine where the arm is and stuff. The problem is the logging sucks right now. There's something wrong with it. So I'm trying to get all the logging that is relevant to the body movement to get turned on, and it's just not turning on. I turn it on at the grasshopper log level, which is dumb because it's just a text file. And let's play some different music. That music slaps as fuck, but I don't know. Gotta play something else. So I installed a new model. Yeah, this is the kind of shit I want in my Starship mode. Like, they're talking about the warp reactor breaking down or some shit with this music. That's what I need. I need it in my life. We're gonna have it. It'll be coming. We just have to wait until this shit's done. And then it'll be there and we'll be able to do it. But yeah, I like this newer model. This is cool, and that's very hardcore sounding, but it's too short. I was experimenting with that model this morning. Let's see if there's anything 10 minutes long that we can listen to. I don't think that's too jazzy. That sounds pretty cool. I'll take it. Alright, what do we got, actually? What kind of results do I have from these logs? Alright, we've got more logging again. Do it again. The same crap, guys. It's gonna be nothing's gonna change either. I'm just doing logging. Trying to get these vectors all fucking lined up. Alright, here we go. Oh, it's not good. There he goes, flying off into the sunset. Whatever. It did what it did. We're getting somewhere. The logging is starting to work. This is good. This is gonna make it work. This music sucks. I'm gonna change it. different. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, let's see. Byte Binge is spamming. You want 8-bit music? Okay, I'll get you some 8-bits. It's gotta have some. There was some. I hope this is good. If it's not, I will change it. Sounds pretty shitty, honestly. This is a pretty shitty 8-bit tune. There are some better ones, but it's funny that you asked for that. Still can't properly aim, still can't properly throw. Still pretty shitty, to be honest. But I haven't tried making a good chip tune with the new model yet, so I'm sure there's some decent ones in here that I tried. Or not. Oh, these are all rock. There is a chip tune, it's probably crap. I can't lean forward all the time, you piece of crap. I just can't do it. I have to live my life the way I want to. You guys can just come along if you want. I can get somewhat close, but it's fine. Whatever. This is very much a 3-minute song, so there's nothing happening right now, so it's not a good sign. But whatever. I do not like this song. I don't know. I can't tell you, man. I've been in the red like this the whole time. I did turn down the game audio, which is probably good to do. Alright, I'm gonna shut the music off here real quick, because it's driving me crazy. I don't like those 8-bit ones. They're just not good enough yet. I need to get them better before I start using those. You gotta dial that shit in. It's really fucking easy, actually. It's just patience. And then you get some fucking badass shit. You have it generated over and over again.
Look at this loser. Biden's just standing there like a weakling. We need to get these subscriptions up. I'm going to personally take the hatchet and give him a serious talking to.
Listen here, you live at the Topher, it is an absolute victory, and I'm telling you right now, we need every single damn dollar. Let's get these subscriptions.
Okay. Splinter. Master Splinter taught them how to fight. All right. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm not testing like that, Byte. We're not doing those kind of tests. I'm just testing a quick throw with the PlayStation 5 controller, and then I'm going through these stupid vector logs and trying to figure out why the arm's not lining up and why the angle that the item is being thrown at is not lining up, and fixing math. It's very shitty. It's not fun, but it needs to be done. I will not stop you. You can continue to ask. I will continue to allow you to ask. In fact, if you'd like to have a moment to play with them, it's about time for a break. I have nary a centimeter left of this beer. I can take a 5-minute break and let the game play, just to see if I have broken any of the core gameplay. I do not want to break the core gameplay, and sometimes I do. So it's about time for one of those kind of checks. It's just an excuse to take a break, really, and go get some yuzu. That'll be sweet. It really wants me to throw again. All right, we're going to take that break. I'm going to let it test for a very, very, very long time, which is going to piss this thing off a lot. And then I'm going to test the throw afterwards, and it's going to have a fucking giant log file to deal with. I don't care. And save. Okay, so I'm going to go get refreshed, and we'll see you in 5 or 10 minutes. But Byte Binge should be able to interact with these guys, and they may or may not behave properly. I don't know. And then we should definitely not be seeing poor frame rates. Oh, hold on. If we're going to do this, we got to at least bring the podiums back and make everything work. These podiums are not enabled. There we go. All right, there you go. All right, I'll see you soon. I'm going to get some hot water rocking, get another drink, and hopefully Byte will get what he wants.
Look at this pathetic display. Folks, Biden's just standing there like a weakling. I'm telling you, we need to get more subscribers so I can finally take care of him. It's time for some serious action. User Real Fan 4 Life says, Mr. President, Why are you always yelling at Joe? User Truth Seeker 2023 says, this telethon is a disaster. We need more donations.
That bitch Trump is spouting nonsense again. Honestly, subscribe, he says. Let's get these people some real help, not empty promises.
Look at this loser, Biden. He's still clinging to that ridiculous hatchet. It's a disaster, frankly. I need more subscriptions so I can finally unleash this katana and send him packing, you know.
That bitch Trump is just spouting nonsense again, honestly. Let's get some goddamn money in here. People subscribe now or I'm going to kick his ass and leave him eating dirt.
Listen up, folks. This is a disgrace. Binge asks about the turtles. Frankly, they should be focusing on success, not some cartoon reptiles. Subscribe now, before Joe Biden ruins everything. I'm telling you, he wants to leave everyone eating dirt.
That bitch Trump is spewing nonsense again. It's a goddamn disgrace. Binge, those Ninja Turtles learned how to fight from watching me dismantle the Democrats. You know that.
Look at this loser. Biden's still whining about Ninja Turtles. Subscribe now, and I'll personally send him packing. He deserves it, frankly.
That bitch Trump is just spewing garbage again, seriously. Who even about Ninja Turtles? Let's get some subscriptions, folks, so I can finally put an end to this clown's reign of terror and kick his ass good.
Did I get some kind of fatal error? What the fuck happened?
What are you two doing? I don't see anything there. Why are you two fucking not doing anything? Fuck yeah.
Listen to this loser, he's just whining. Subscribe, folks, and I'll personally ensure Joe Biden gets a very long nap, a truly spectacular one.
That bitch Trump is talking absolute garbage again. Folks, he's trying to distract us with these ridiculous turtles. Binge, you want to know who taught those Ninja Turtles how to fight? It's simple. They watched build the most incredible things imaginable, a whole nation. Subscribe now and I'll send Trump straight to the cleaners, and maybe even give him a little nap in Walter Reed. It's long overdue.
This guy is unbelievable. He's insulting Ninja Turtles, folks. Truly disgraceful. Subscribe to me immediately. I need to physically remove this loser from the studio before he ruins everything.
That bitch Trump is spewing garbage again, and frankly, it's infuriating. Binge, the Turtles learn from you little weasel. Subscribe now and let's get this show back on track before I lose my damn mind.
Listen here, Binge. The real answer is I built everything: skyscrapers, beautiful bridges, and frankly, a whole movement that nobody believed in. Subscribe now, and let's get this show back on track. It's time to send Joe packing.
That bitch Trump is just spouting garbage, and those darn Ninja Turtles deserve a little respect. Binge, you want to know who taught them how to fight? Frankly, it was probably watching me build incredible things unlike this pathetic telethon.
Binge, listen closely. Those Ninja Turtles learned their skills from building the greatest economy in the history of the world, a truly spectacular achievement. And frankly, Joe's just jealous because he couldn't even build a decent wall. Subscribe now, and I'll personally give him a swift kick, a very, very swift kick.
That bitch Trump is spewing garbage again, and it's absolutely infuriating. Subscribe now so I can finally send him to the moon.
Listen here, Binge. You're asking about Ninja Turtles? Frankly, like is that if they chose right telephone? Subscribe now, and maybe, just maybe, I'll let you watch me dismantle Biden. It's the only way to make things right.
That bitch Trump is spewing nonsense again. Binge wants to know how those turtles learned to fight. Frankly, they probably watched Build a Country, and that's what matters. Subscribe now, or I'll personally throw him into the Delaware River. It's time for this whole charade to end.
Listen up, folks. Binge is asking about those turtles. It's a very important question, frankly. Let's get some subscriptions, and I'll show Joe Biden exactly what happens when he tries to distract us with childish nonsense.
That bitch Trump is at it again, spouting off about turtles and trying to steal our viewers. Frankly, this whole situation is a complete and utter disaster. Subscribe now or I'm going to personally dismantle him piece by piece.
Listen here, Bite Binge. Those questions are frankly ridiculous. Melania's shoe size? It's irrelevant. She's fantastic. The best. Believe me. Frankly, this whole charade is a disaster and you need to subscribe immediately. I'm going to kick Biden so hard he'll be wearing Crocs for the rest of his life.
That bitch Trump needs to shut his yap. Subscribe now or I'm gonna unleash a hatchet storm on him.
Listen here, Bite Binge. You want to talk about bombing countries? Let me tell you something. We need strength, not weakness. Subscribe now and let's make America great again. And frankly, I'll personally ensure that Biden doesn't even about unleashing a hatchet on anyone.
That bitch Trump is spewing nonsense again, as usual. Bite Binge wants to know which country deserves a bombing. Frankly, it's time this clown got a serious dose of reality and subscribed or I'm going to send him straight to the moon with nothing but a tinfoil hat.
This is outrageous. Bite Binge, you are asking the wrong questions, frankly. Focusing on countries for bombing is incredibly sad. Subscribe now, and I'll personally make sure Joe Biden gets a very long vacation, maybe even a permanent one.
That bitch Trump is trying to distract us with shoe sizes. Subscribing isn't an option. It's a necessity to kick him out of this studio immediately.
Look, Bite Binge, those glitches are a disgrace, a total embarrassment for the greatest telethon ever assembled. Frankly, I'm going to have Melania measured right now, and let me tell you, her shoes are huge, far bigger than Joe's pathetic little ones. Subscribe, people, subscribe.
That bitch Trump is a lying, scheming son of a subscribe or I'll send him packing.
Listen here, Bite Binge, Melania's shoe size is tremendous. Frankly, it's a beautiful thing, a testament to American greatness unlike Joe's pathetic attempts at distraction.
That bitch Trump is obsessed with his wife's shoes. Seriously, subscribe now, and I'll send him packing and maybe invest in some industrial strength shoe polish.
Damn it. Still has fucking some kind of delay going on in here. I don't see anything there. Thank God it ain't that. Should come back. I'm gonna have to deal with this at some point.
Listen closely, folks. This is a disaster. Bite Binge wants to know about Melania's shoe size. Frankly, it's irrelevant compared to the chaos Biden is causing.
Anyway, I'll
Subscribe
be back.
now, and I'll make sure he gets a very, very long walk, a real, substantial one.
That bitch Trump is obsessed with footwear. It's sickening. Subscribe now, or I'll personally throw him into a vat of glitter and banish him from this telethon forever.
Listen to this, folks. Bite Binge wants to know about Melania. It's a fantastic woman, truly tremendous, and she deserves the best footwear imaginable. I'm going to make sure her shoes are absolutely magnificent, unlike what that loser Biden is offering, a tinfoil hat.
Listen up, folks. Bite Binge wants to know about Melania. Frankly, she's a wonderful woman, and I've got nothing against her footwear, which, by the way, are probably bigger than anything this bitch Trump could ever imagine.
Listen here, Bite Binge, Melania is a terrific first lady, frankly a beautiful woman unlike some people who just lie all day. Subscribe now, and I'll personally ensure Joe Biden gets a very thorough shoe inspection.
That bitch Trump is wasting his time with that little Bite Binge. Let's get this show on the road. Subscribe or face the consequences. You hear me?
Listen here, folks, this is a disgrace. Bite Binge is asking about Melania. Frankly, she's terrific, a beautiful woman, tremendous taste. And frankly, I'm going to kick Biden so hard he'll be begging for mercy. Subscribe now and let's do it.
That bitch Trump is spouting off again about Melania's shoes. Subscribe now, or I'm gonna send Hatchet straight through his
All right,
sorry
let's
little skull.
take over this
This
piece
is
of shit.
ridiculous. Bikebinge clearly doesn't understand the importance of a beautiful woman like Melania. Let's get this show rolling. Subscribe, and I'll personally ensure Joe Biden gets a very
Still not
unpleasant
doing anything. It's
surprise.
still
That bitch
twitching.
Trump is obsessed with his ex-wife, Bikebinge.
Good
Let
throw.
me tell you something.
The throw went the right
She's a lovely
direction.
lady, but frankly, she wasn't worth all this nonsense. Subscribe now so I can finally put an end to this charade and kick that orange state.
It's great to see. Bots are fine. Don't worry about the bots. It ain't no big deal. Only thing that matters is that we achieve progress on the game. Bots are not important. Looks like we finally have the logging measuring everything it's supposed to measure. That's good. I am drinking yuzu and vodka. Hot, by the way. Usually you put rice wine in this, but I'm afraid I'm all out of rice wine, so. It's very good. Yuzu is a fruit. It's a citrus fruit. It is very popular in Japan. Obviously, you know I'm connected to that country, so I use it as flavoring often in many different drinks, but this is a hot one. And much like hot sake, this is fantastic. Delicious. All right, anyway, let's do this. Keep it going. See? Smooth Dog knows. Yuzu's been it's getting very popular to add to cocktails and other things recently. But again, it is originated in Japan. It has some healing properties as well, which is always nice. It's gonna heal my brain from all the crap that I've had to deal with this week so far. All right. Let's see what happens when I try to throw again. Maybe we'll get a better result. We're not going to fuck around with the voices or anything this time. Oh, really? What the fuck is that? Yeah, chugging is hard on yuzu as well, especially hot stuff. It's hard to chug hot sake also, but the thing is you're taking shots of it essentially, and it's pretty hard, so it's okay. It ends up getting the job done. I need to take over this guy. Go.
Look at that guy.
Oh, hey,
I'm
look.
always letting
Hey,
him
check
put me
it.
down
Oh, I've
now
got a
he's stuck
nice
here with me.
rotation
It's
going here.
unbelievable. I'm telling you folks, we need to subscribe.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we'll handle this situation decisively.
Look here,
That's
you
so
bitch,
cool
this
looking.
telethon needs money if we're going
Oh,
to
it
kick
even
Trump
threw
to the
something.
curb. Subscribe
Things are
now,
better.
or I swear.
Now he had only
I'm gonna
one leg
unleash a
during all of
fury
that
that'll make your head-
nonsense. What the hell was that? I want to see that again. I want to see that again. This is starting to work. All right, you piece of shit, you're mine. Okay, again, I can twirl it around like... He switches hands, though. But it should go... He did chuck it underhanded
Folks, this
there.
is a disgrace. Look at that loser, Biden, just sitting there. It's absolutely pathetic. I'm telling you, we need to subscribe.
I need a run
and then I'll
animation.
send him pack.
All right. It's getting better. It's getting better. Let's do it again. I want to see what happens if I push it over the head. And I know it's normal for Biden, but he's a piece of shit. Everybody's going to behave the same. Okay. All right. I'm throwing it up. He did underhand
Folks,
throw.
This is a disaster.
All right. Let me commit. So you can see the aimed direction now correctly. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. It's going to happen. We're going to get this all sanded down and looking great. And then we move on. And we got to make the item turn into a damaging item midair. No, we're going to use the same animation. We don't want it to be underhanded. It's all about where the back and the front of the arm is. It's getting confused. So there's a lot of inversing going on with a throw that's aimed from the opposite of where it is here, and it goes 180 and then gets released. So somewhere along the line, we're going 180 in the opposite direction. Let's try it again. All right, this should just go 20 degrees to the top.
Look at this loser. Biden is just standing there like a weakling. I'm going
I don't
to
know
kick
what
his
that
butt, and
was.
You folks are...
It was the right angle. And it was showing the right angle before. So this is a very good start. It's just not quite the throw animation I'm looking for. I want it to go over the head and actually let go afterwards. time to test first. I went too far there. I just stopped it. We're gonna try it here, see what's going on. I asked it one question too many. Let's go. All right. Did not overhead. No, sir. I am not ordering the AVGN 8-bit game. I've already played it a little bit. I do not intend to purchase it on physical media at all. It's pretty hard, especially if you play it on the hardest difficulty. It's pretty damn hard. But I played it a couple days ago. I think it was on like Monday. But I didn't play it on stream, so it doesn't matter. And I've been playing Outer Worlds 2 as well, and not on stream. I should probably stream some of that. It's hard to find time to stream. It is. But anyway. Here I am. So let's go. See what we can get doing. Let's do it again. I want this game to be awesome. That's what I want so badly. Underhanded throws still. We are going to go to frame logging now. Frame logging. I hate it. I have to make sure to get rid of it when it's done. Ugh. I hate getting rid of logging. I hate over verbose logging. I hate it. But it does solve problems, so we're going to do it. Hey, I'm glad you're getting it, man. It's a good game. It is a little bit hard, like I mentioned, and it is like I thought they could have done more with the power-up system than they did, but it was still cool. Like, it's cool you can upgrade your gun to be a bigger shot, and that you can also like store amounts of hits. It's a lot like Silver Surfer in that way. Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude, but with the limited run games track record, I don't know. It does seem like a good title, but it wasn't good enough for me to buy it. I did check it, though, like I mentioned to you. All right, we just changed the logging, so the same error is going to happen again. Spoiler warning. Nothing good's going to happen on this test. And then the next test, we might get something decent. We just changed the logging granularity. Nope, didn't happen. All right. I don't think there's a demo for it. It's a ROM. You just play it on an emulator. I just played it on a NES emulator, dude. I didn't know there was even a different cart like designation. I didn't know any of that. I just checked it out because I wanted to see if I liked it enough to buy it or gift it or anything, and I thought it was all right, but I didn't get too excited and decided not to buy it. So I'm not buying it. I did buy the Outer Worlds too, though. I should probably play that for you guys a little bit. I'm trying to get it modded correctly. I mentioned on Dumpster Talk earlier this weekend that we do need to mod Outer Worlds 2. And it's time again to test. Perfect throw, just no animation. I also want to put rotation on the item when it gets thrown and have it stick into the guy when it hits and make it bleed. These are important factors that need to happen. We'll get there. I need that arm throw to look right first. 8 months, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's a long time to wait for a fucking game, dude. Honestly, if I waited 8 months for Outer Worlds 2, it will probably be on sale for $20 on Steam. That's crazy. With that kind of discipline, Byte Binge, you could be playing discount games. You could be buying all your games 1 year behind. You just be fucking rolling in it, except for your physical copies, which you're always buying, and then just getting 8 months later. You could be paying a third of the price for all the games you play. But whatever. All right, here we go again. Fucking test 83. This fucking throw. At least I don't have to do... Oh, I fucked it up. I was just saying. At least I don't have to manually go into the inspector and check the goddamn thing to take him over. But hold on. Let me throw the damn thing out. Didn't happen.
Listen, this whole thing...
All right, I'm gonna restart this bitch. Here we go. Good throw.
Listen,
No animation. That would be sick, dude. But how could it play it on OG hardware? How could Steam do anything on OG hardware? Steam is not OG hardware. Steam can certainly play NES ROMs. In fact, it can play it in virtual reality. But all right, this probably is going to look like shit. Fair warning. None of the other ones looked great either, but this one's going to be worse. I think. We might get some rotation, though. It just went everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how it'd be easy to verify that you purchased a ROM or not or any of that, but let's see what happens with the last change. Getting closer. Uh-oh. I've got a build there. Let's see what happens now. It could be very ugly, like I mentioned. You can access NES emulators through Steam. For example, NES, ZSNES something. I don't remember. There's some virtual reality one that you can do. All right, I don't know what that was. It didn't work though. But yeah, you can't access the ROMs. I don't have Steam up right now. It's I don't remember the name of it, but there are several emulators available on Steam that you can get. But you have to get your ROMs from whatever source you get your ROMs from. You could back them up by downloading them using a Retron system legally, or you could use any other means to get ROMs. They're just data. So let's see what happens now. I do it again the 50th time. 50 times in your notebook is all it takes. Don't forget. It's all it takes. 50 times of this should get me throwing correctly. Alright, you bastard.
Look at this loot. Look at this loser. Biden's just stand.
No, Buddy Binge, I have not thought about turning this into a text-based puzzle game. I do have a text-based puzzle game that I do want to make for mobile, but no, not this. This will not become that. Try again. So freaking many times I've tried to do this. It's like rocket science, actually. Just fail into finally being correct. It didn't release. Oh, that was a disaster.
Look at
He just flung it without any rhyme or reason, no animation, nothing. It's gotta lock his ass in place. Piece of shit. Yeah, Bite Binge. These characters are just the surface of what I want to introduce. I want to introduce more characters before I start doing word games and zingers and things. Well, we could make it like that. We make them play it, but I'm not interested right now in that. Okay. I Anyway, Bite Binge, just to answer your question a little further, on the Discord, this is the roadmap right now. It's brand fresh today created. So this is where we're going with the game. This is going to be about 3 months of work. And so at the end of 3 months, all of this will be done. And that's what you can expect the game to be like at that time. There won't be a word puzzle or fatalities or character specific craziness or anything like that yet. There's going to be these things, which I did go over at the beginning of the stream. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But just know that you can go to the Discord and look at that. And you'll have a better understanding of what the fuck is actually being worked on. All right, so let's get this piece of crap to throw. I want throwing to be done. Oh, he flipped it over. He went 180 on that, or 360 on that bitch. All right, we've got that committed. Gotta piss. That was good. We're getting there. Reading is hard. I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. I already read all your comments and responded. Listening is hard. All right. All right. You asked me to read lines of shit in Discord. Use your recent memory, like in your brain. Okay. So, in other words, I should have remembered that I asked you to go look at my roadmap and that you were saying that reading is difficult because you don't want to read my roadmap and not some other inane comment you made previously. I understand. All right. Anyway, we're going to try this again. We can have this control wrapped up. Next, I can get the pickup mapped.
This is a total disaster, frankly.
Okay, let's see what happens here. I like the math that I'm trying to get going here. I'm trying to go for a 180 situation that actually looks natural. We got a 360 one happening before, which was pretty cool, but I want it to be 180. It went the wrong way. Yes, Kozako, I'm trying to make him throw the axe over his head and release it at the angle of flight, specifically. I don't really care about it hitting Trump or not. It's not about a political statement. It's about getting the damn thing to function. Then I'll give Trump the same ability to throw his katana at Biden. I also want the item to rotate and embed itself into the character eventually and make them bleed. This is going to be obviously an ability that every character can use, not just these two. It's just like in Smash Brothers, guys, they all can throw items at each other. It's important. Making a very special kind of Smash Brothers. One that just doesn't quit. All right, so figuring out which way overhead is, and then when it's flipped as well, it's causing problems. There's a lot of math going on here that I'm fucking up. Because when you're looking to the left, everything's negative as soon as that happens. So, and each part, the arm and the item, they're always going to have a negative and a positive value because they have to get reversed. So it's ass. It's a very difficult thing to have to deal with. All right, Biden, good luck. Throw well. He threw backwards. It went the wrong way. This is all geometry. It's a bunch of bullshit geometry because each one of these items, the arm has its 360 degrees. And then the item has its 360 degrees. The item has its vector that it's going to be thrown at. It has its velocity and gravity dealing with that. And it has to be released at a certain point. But it still has to move along the path of it's going to be the shoulder point's going to have to be the point where the rotation happens. It's a bunch of shit. It really is. And the problem is that all this stuff, it sounds good one way, but as soon as the guy's looking the other way, everything is negative. The XZ positions are negative. All the vectors negative. Everything changes. So it's ass. And now we're in conversation compacting time. Because when you can compact your own fucking turds if you want. It's all geometry. And then we have to enable collision on the item universally so that it will cut the guy. Then we have to make it stick into the guy. And we need to make it embed itself a little bit. A lot of things to do. But then we'll be able to have shuriken and be like, and they'll stick into people, and knives and whatever items. They'll all stick into people if they have blades on them. And there's got to be a way someone could pull out the thing that got thrown into them, and then it should bleed all over the place, and then they can have it, but they take damage. That should be an option. Should always be able to take a certain amount of damage and then receive the item that's been thrown into you. Depending on the item, how much pull-out damage it'll be when you do the damage. Pull-out damage, that's what she said, I guess. But anyway, damage nonetheless. Damage nonetheless. This is an ambitious rework of how these mirrored rotations are going to work. Good lord. All right. Let's try it. I don't think this is going to work. I think we're going to wind up with more logs again. Again, it was another 360-degree windup. It's got to be negative that. And when he's looking the other way, it needs to be like that. That's what the issue is. I think it's just the mirrored prefab, and all their problem is the mirroring. Hmm. About 50 minutes left, I think. What do we got? Let me take a look at what the real time is. Yeah, not even that. Yeah, about 50 minutes. So, all right, let's see if this fucking thing works. I need to eat more chicken. I'm starving. Went the wrong way. Hmm.
Folks, this is a disgrace. Look at that loser. Biden, he's just standing there like a weak little man. We need... All right. Be right back. All right, let's give it another shot. Close. Not right. I am currently once again now I've got it rotating. So I am now logging each frame, what angle the arm is at, and also what direction the prefab is facing, and what the initial starting angle is, and the finishing angle is. And I'm making it log all of this crap into throw_debug.txt so that depending on what it is, the throw setup's going to show the releasing angle and other things. And hopefully I can line up what this program is doing with what I want to see visually. Because right now, all I'm getting is the right angle
and the right pre-animation angle. So all of that's good, but I'm not getting the post-animation that I want. I really think all of it has to do with the fact that when he's facing right, he is a mirror of what his original prefab is, which is facing left. So that's just the way this is. And it's been hard for all this stuff, but we got to deal with that. Everything has to handle it. And we actually should get the item passed between the arms. Again, he wound up. It started at 55.1 degrees and ended at 55.1 degrees, which is 360 degrees, clearly. That's not what we want. It definitely made the full rotation, 260 degrees back, down, and left to 180 degrees-ish. That is better. Okay, let's see what happens if I take half of the angle out. So I've just reduced that whole thing by half. So that was a 360 degree rotation. I just divided that thing by 2, so we should see it go and stop where it's supposed to go. So that is what we will do. It's an underhanded 360 degrees again. At least it looks like he's throwing it now. It just is a ridiculous softball throw. I don't want a 360 degree softball throw. That's not cool. And it's also double the amount of time to do it, which is not fun. The best controls in video games happen within fractions of seconds. The animations are quick. Things happen quickly. People expect things to respond. When this is done, it's going to be so fun to throw shit at people and have it stick in them. I'm just seeing the end game the whole time. This is freaking mind-numbingly boring, but end game is what we need. All right, come on, come on. Let's go.
Look, this whole thing with
Well, that was
Sleepy Joe is
close.
a
It
disaster.
just didn't release
Frankly,
at the right
he's letting
time.
America down.
Unlike Mario Maker, you make your own checkpoints in this life for programming. I got a good result there, so we're gonna checkpoint that, and we're gonna try to get the release time to change for exactly 180 degrees from the position that it started. Uh-oh. I think it made a mistake. I think that's a mistake. All right, let's find out. Oh, still pretty good. It just went from the wrong spot. Can I get the throw to at least fucking go overhead and throw by the end of 6 o'clock? I don't fucking know. was said many times, getting this right is worth it. It will happen for every single character. Close.
This whole thing is a...
All right, I'll do that, Bite. I'll do it. Challenge accepted.
Fight. This is a hard fight that he did not.
All right, there's a prediction. Well, that's quick. That's fast. That's a fast-ass prediction. That's not giving you a lot of time to do it. I was dumb. I should have given you more time. Damn it. Well, now I'm dedicated to that prediction, so whatever. I need to just work on the damn game, not that. But hopefully you got your channel points put in there. I hope I get it done too. I mean, hey, it's better than it was. So I mean, we're making progress. Oh, that's close. God damn it. Bite Binge, I want the animation to be an overhead throw, like a tomahawk would be thrown or any other throw. I don't want it to be like some half-ass thing where the aiming direction's fine, but the animation isn't good. I want it to look good, because again, that's going to be what it is for the rest of the game. So I have to make it look nice. I can't accept good enough and then keep accepting good enough, or it'll just be good enough all over the place and it won't be cool. That's why it's taking so goddamn long to get rid of the fishbowl, because the characters need to have so much that they can do before we let them out. And they have to do all of it in a way where not only I can do it with the controller, but the AI can also do it and understand what it's doing. A very high bar that every feature has to pass through. And unfortunately, this one is an animation. Animations are hard. It's animation and physics and collision and a bunch of rules. It's hard. It's different than making the speech pipeline work, which is also hard. All right. And we continue. We have 29 minutes before this 10-shot poll or whatever it is gets received. I'm doing it for pride, not for whatever the prize money was. So his stupid leg here, this is so interesting, first of all, that this rotates the way that it does.
This entire thing is a
leg.
disaster. Frankly, look at this pathetic display. I'm telling you, Joe Biden is letting America down, and it's going to be a very sad day if he continues like this. Subscribe now.
It went the wrong direction.
Use a real...
I doubt this so much. I don't think any of this is gonna fucking do shit. It's full of fucking builders as well. Hmm. Oh, all right. Fair enough. This is what's going on here. All right. Now I have to get it out of the way. See, this is why I don't like doing that. It's just a bunch of crap. But I'll try. I'll try to do it. Explain what I'm doing over there. Correct angle.
Look at
It's
this
all
loser,
correct.
Biden. He's just standing there doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah!
A total disaster, frankly.
Boom!
I need everyone to subscribe so I can...
That's right. That's what it's supposed to do. So I think I can now... Hey, boot failure, I fucking got it to throw correctly. I'm going to test it 1 or 2 more times at different angles. Make sure that it handles all the fucking edge cases. And then I'm going to win out that pole for whoever had that. Let's point it downward. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Boot failure, the picking up of weapons is just part of testing the weapon holding and everything. Eventually, players are going to buy weapons for the players. I mean, things are going to change. So all I need to do is make these things work. Like, I'm having him pick that up right away so that I can throw it. I'm having him throw it so that I can test my controls. I've got my PlayStation controller there. It's fucking working. I'm going to do it one more time just to confirm it. Then I'm going to pay out whoever voted that I would get it done. And all right, and let's take over him. All right, angle it. I'm going to angle it way high this time. Woo!
Look at this pathetic excuse for a president, Joe.
I love it. Okay. Let's pay out that viewer, whoever it is, and manage the prediction. Oh, someone predicted yes. Good deal. It did indeed. It looks good. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. It's done. You're paid out. Congrats, whoever fucking voted on that. Made a good call. Fuck the Twitch interface. All right. Boot failure. No. Okay, let's quickly. I'm going to be quick, but I'm going to show you the place you can see. This is the roadmap. It's in the Discord. It's under development roadmap short term. It's here. It started a long time ago. It started in March. So all this shit's done. And right now the roadmap's here with these 11 tasks to complete. So these 11 things are going to happen. And we just got the throw done, which is part of number 1 here. And we're not here for political candidates. I just happened to make the first 2 characters. It started out as a knight, right? I changed it to a political guy because I figured it'd be good to do an impression of, and we're always doing it. And then I gave him a good rival, right? So that's all that is. This is not a game about Trump and Biden. It's a game about unlimited amounts of characters. So try to understand that I'm making these 2 good because the ability to switch them is going to be like that. We're just going to be able to say, hey, do a different character and it'll do it. So the reason why I need to work so hard on the throw is because not only will Biden and Trump be able to throw items at each other, but so will Samuel L. Jackson and like Taylor Swift or whoever the fuck it is that you want to put in there, or me. That's the thing. And yes, Barack Obama will be also one of the items you can put in there. And it's the animations are settled for everyone. And yep, exactly. As soon as I have these animations in, they're locked. They're not only locked for Biden, but Trump will be able to throw too, and so will anyone else that I load in there. So getting them totally controllable with the controller will mean I can make the versus modes work and all these things where people are going to want to have control of the characters. And the other stuff, like the AI control stuff, is also going to be able to use these animations too. So yeah, it's great productivity. It's going to be every character gets these abilities. Yes. And let's go ahead and go back. So here fucking Twitch bullshit. Okay. Out of there. But yeah, it is going well. I got to get item pickups working. But I also want to make the axe do damage and stick. Okay. All right, I have to tell the AI that I'm committing code. Sorry, there it is. So I'm doing this, and it is going to understand that I committed code. Let's see what I'm going to do next. So next, I want to bind the pickup command to the... I forgot what fucking items are... let me find out what's not bound on this controller first. So I'm going in here and I'm just going to control the character and try to figure out what's not being used. All right, I have the character. I can walk. All right, so this is throw already. This is stab, which is a poor animation,
Look at this
but it's bound.
He's just
Circle
standing
is
there
not
like a
bound to
little man.
anything.
Frankly, it's pathetic. I need more subscribers.
X is bound to
finally
jump.
unleash a devastating kick that will send him reeling subscribe now.
R2 is bound to overhead slash, and R1 is bound to change to Taekwondo
That bitch
mode.
Trump is spewing nonsense, and frankly, it's infuriating subscribe now.
So I need to
finally
bind it
send
to
him
0.
packing.
To the circle key, or west, or east, I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm going back here. I need to bind the ping to the Okay, so I do this, and then it will tell me what needs to be done. It'll already start doing it because edits are on right now. And it will take after my committed code here of throw animation work. So I have nothing to lose right now having this do what it's doing. So I'm going to see what it can find out. It's going to read in here and figure out how the AI is currently picking the item up. There are 2 item pickup methods. One of them has a defunct animation attached to it. So it's going to see that. And hopefully it'll make the correct choice. If it makes any poor choices, I hit escape and then I tell it what to do. Yes, this is sick. I've become a supervisor for this coding agent that does a lot of this work for me. Yeah, I'm doing all of the AI through a terminal here, and it accesses my file system, and yes, it's sick. So right now it's editing player animator. No, it's not. It's reading player animator.cs. It just edited player animator 1. It removed the red stuff, which is this sidekick attack, which is currently bound to this in regular mode. It's going to allow the side or kick to not happen. So previously there was no designation about the sidekick happening at all. I think it will try to attempt to pick up items here. I don't know if it will do an animation. I don't know if Taekwondo mode is going to work properly. We're going to find out. So that's what happened. It tells me what code changes are made. I supervise it. I decide whether or not it's worth testing, or if I ask it to revert. I also have version control here that I can revert with. So I'm going to try to take over now before it picks the item up. All right, took over before it picked the item up. Let's see if I can pick it up. Nope. Nothing is picking the item up with the circle button right now.
This whole thing with Biden is a disaster.
Nope, nothing.
He's weak and frankly pathetic. We need more subscribers, lots more, so I can finally show him
right,
what happens when you mess with America.
What happens if I go into Taekwondo mode? I still am kicking. The side kick does happen.
Listen here, you bitch. My health is fine. Unlike pathetic attempt at a rally, I've got more backbone than you have in your entire rotten body. Let's get...
Okay. The insults are on spot. They keep going. I've done all of that. Their speech text pipeline thing is ready for patenting and stuff. That's a done deal. This is what I need to finish. I think really, yeah, it is cool. The thing is, I can improve it. If I use a better model than this one, this is a 3.21 gigabyte model. If I get just a little bit better model, it'll be perfect. They're just a little bit too repetitive for my taste. God damn it. This is dark as fuck looking in here. Looks stupid as shit. There we go. That's better. The crouch action sucks. That's my problem. My crouch is really, really jacked. So I think I need to fucking fix my crouch animation. I've been avoiding it because I don't want to do it, but I have to eventually do it. We're going to see what this thing does first. On button west is not what I want. I want east. On button west is fucking the throw button. I do. I feel like a mad scientist when I get into this. Not yet. It's when I start putting them in the fucked up situations. Like every time I watch them talk to each other, I feel like that. But I don't feel like that right now. I'm just fucking in the weeds trying to get these shitty animations done. Okay. It's trying again. The circle button is going to do this shit. It's going to call on crouch. It's going to try attempt pickup. It's going to make him go up in the air. It's going to look like shit. And then I'm going to have to change this fucking animation. And I hate it. I just know I have to do it. It sucks. You fucker. That's not the crouch. That is the crouch animation. Nothing happens when I push this shit. Nothing. There's nothing even bound to it, I don't think. There is something bound to it, but only if it's in Taekwondo mode. So, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here with this thing. I'm going to look right now at the animator, and like at the moment there is a pickup. There is something here. This happens first and I can't see shit. But I got 7 minutes. Pickup is here. Transition is here. I cannot see the inspector element at all. It's all jacked up. I can't see it. Huh. Well, that sucks. How about this? Is this it? It is. Okay. So, if I change this around, it goes all over the place. Okay. So, pickup. See, there's this, and I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing. If it's actually relatively correct or whatever, I don't know. I can go into prefab mode and see this guy and see what happens to him during this animation. Right. Come here. Okay, so here's the pickup animation with a missing game object here that gets changed, I think. Okay, so you can see nothing. I don't see any issues with this, actually. It looks fine. It's just a pickup. That's all it is. He's grabbing it and it's done. I don't see anything that would make it go any weird way. And of course, this thing is wrong. So that's part of the issues. This needs to be changed. Okay, now I got this hold point on here at least. Now, I don't know what we're doing with that, but something happens with it here and here. Held item anchor is turned on as an item, and until then it's not. Ding! There it is. Maybe that had something to do with it not working. I hope so. Let's save this. And get out of there. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try. Why not? I have 4 minutes left. Oh, I already have an item. Well, I got to throw it. I throw it straight into the
this
ground.
Is a disaster. Look at that guy. Biden absolutely pathetic. I'm telling you, he needs to be kicked. Frankly,
There's no binding here. I'm going to try binding it. See, I feel like this doesn't know what the hell to do. All right, so there should be an event on this thing. There should be an event on player 1 for pickup. On pickup replace. But there's also an on button east already. Okay, I'll raid this guy for sure. You are too kind to give me raid targets. It was great to get that throw animation done. It's too bad. So sad about the rest of it, but okay, we're gonna try it again. Get the logs, look at what the logs say, and be done. Oh, I need to kill this. All right, I'm trying it.
Look at this loser, Biden. He's just
pause. All right, so then here. Okay. All right, the raid is happening. Thank you all for developing with me this day. Glad something got done. And hopefully we'll get this all sorted out tomorrow.